Hello everyone, I'm Daniel from Eyes.of.a.Misfit and today we'll be talking about the dodge and burn effect. I use this effect in a lot of my pictures because it gives my pictures more depth and it also makes my pictures pop out. So let's head on into Photoshop and I'll show you how it's done. So the first thing you need to do is make two duplicate layers for the main picture. So just press Ctrl J if you're on Windows and Command J on Mac. So the next step is click on the first layer, head into image and go into adjustments and press the invert. This is what your picture should look like once it's inverted. So the next thing we do is head into the blending option, change it from normal to vivid light. You'll get this gray image, so in order to see your image again you have to go into filter, go into blur and use the surface blur. I suggest you start with the radius of 30 and a threshold of 40. I feel these numbers work well with almost all photographs, so once you've got the numbers in, press OK. So the next thing we have to do is change the first layer, the blending option for the first layer, back into overlay. But the thing is, when you change it back into overlay, your image gets desaturated and it just looks bad. So now this is the reason why we made two duplicate layers, so I'll show you how to correct that. Click on the first layer again, switch it from overlay back to vivid light. So what we have to do in order to remove that desaturated look is you have to merge these two layers. So just head into layer and press merge down. Now that you have merged your images, you have the freedom to change the blending mode, but before doing that you have to remove these specks of colors in your photograph. So just head into image, adjustment and hue and saturation. Just decrease the saturation to a -100 so that all of the specks of colors are removed. And the next step you do is change the blending mode from normal to overlay. You can already see the dodge and burn effect coming into play. The buildings look much more detailed and the whole image looks a lot more crisp. But there's one last step that you need to do before your image is processed. So just head into filter, go into blur and use the Gaussian blur. So what the Gaussian blur does is, when you increase the radius, the intensity of the whole effect goes down, and when you decrease the radius, the intensity gets higher. So your pictures are a lot more crisp and a lot more detailed. So according to your picture and the type of look you want, you have to look for the perfect number. So in this case I'll use a 10. 10 fits good. So when you found the perfect number, just hit OK and you're pretty much done. So if you haven't color corrected before making the whole effect, what you can do is head into the adjustment panel, click on it and use curves. I want some warmth in my image, so I'll just click on this second panel here, turn the RGB into red and increase the reds a little bit so that there's a lot more warmth. Decrease this a little bit, head into blue and decrease the blue a little bit, go into green and increase the green a little bit. So you close this panel. So we are done with the whole processing and I hope you like this effect. Feel free to try it out and let me know how it turns out down in the comments section, or you can send me the pictures on my Facebook or my Instagram. I'll leave the links down below in the description. So that's about it for this tutorial. Do hit the like button if you like this tutorial. Feel free to share and do subscribe if you haven't. I'm Daniel from Eyes.of.a.Misfit and thank you for watching.